Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, proudly presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk, Jasmine Sidhu, Shawn Belle with you here. Benny, the intern, on the other side of the camera. Edmonton Sports Talk, also proudly presented by Play Alberta. Download the app today or visit playalberta.ca and click on those EST specials. Thank you to everyone for listening live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, watching live on YouTube or listening on podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Please be sure to subscribe to all of our shows podcasts wherever you get your podcasts. Also hit that thumbs up button for YouTube, and also sub to the EST channel. Tommy mentioned we're close to 12.5. I think 4 away.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We're 4 people away from 12,500 total subscribers. So there.
Yeah.
Please, that'd be very appreciated. How's everyone doing today?
According to Jen Cool, I'm free.
For those in the nasty chat, they'll get it.
Yeah.
I feel liberated. It's a lovely day outside, and I thought I'd dress appropriately.
Bellsy, how you feeling? You hurting still?
No, I'm good.
Are you?
I'm back.
Are you sure?
Fully back.
Positive?
Fully back. I did a workout yesterday, fully back.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You jacked and you juicy.
I'm trying to get there.
I like it.
You came back Monday. You should be
I got
fine.
Monday night.
Okay.
You do not get to say anything.
Monday night.
You came back from Montreal, and 3 days later you went, I'm sick. And Tommy and I were like, you have a hangover. And then the next day you came in and you're like, I'm fine. Yeah, it must have been a hangover.
Funny that.
You do not have the right to tell Bellsy that, no, you should be fine. You came in on Monday when this happened to you a few months ago.
Yeah. No, I'm fully back. I had to do a workout yesterday to sweat out some of the poison, and good to go. It was a good trip. It was fun.
What happened? Anything good?
I played hockey.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How was the jet? The PJ?
I played hockey.
Oh, come on, Mr. Long Drink. Yeah.
We bought 60 long drink and brought a 4 liter of 2 Hoots on there. I think all that stuff might have been gone by the time we took off.
There was a lot of it in there.
Yeah.
I need to jump in right with the breaking news.
Go for it.
Hangout Headlines brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time today. Today will be a great day to go golf the ranch if they're going to have tee times. But if you want to find a tee time, if they have one, ranchgolf.com. Chris Knobloch says Zach Hyman's season is most likely done. He's getting surgery today. They don't expect to have him back for a while. So once again, Chris Knobloch speaking to the media saying Zach Hyman's season most likely done as he's getting surgery today, and they don't expect him to be back for a while. So we could get to everything else a little bit later. But as we hear, Hyman's season likely done, won't finish this Western Conference Finals, and likely won't see him at all come a Stanley Cup Finals. How big of a blow is this to the Edmonton Oilers?
It's a substantial one. Is it going to be the be-all, end-all? I don't think so, because other guys have stepped up, and we've seen that over the course of the playoffs. But it's a big blow. Like, he's been playing really good hockey. He's been physical. He's been great on the forecheck. I mean, you can't say enough good things about him. And so I think they are going to definitely miss him for sure.
The concern I would have going into a next series with Florida is Florida is a physical team. They bring that physicality. The Golden Knights weren't that team. The Stars aren't really that team. And you're losing your top hitter.
Yeah. No,
that's a loss. And also, I will say that, like, he played the rest of the game, but, you know, Evander Kane sat for 5 minutes at the end of that second period. Is he dealing with something that's maybe lingering a little bit here? Is some of the physicality of the Edmonton Oilers starting to feel it? Well, naturally with Zach Hyman, he'll be out. So that's the part where I look at that and go, that's the loss.
That is a big loss, because we got to watch some of those Florida Panther games, a lot closer because we were there. And I remember looking at guys and be like, man, if you're not ready for that level of physicality, because they go, you're spinning. And you watch that Carolina series, and there's times when Florida just says, okay, we're turning up this physicality, and then all of a sudden they're no match. So that does concern me. But at the same time, once again, like Podkolzin's been a guy that's been physical. Kapanen's been physical since he's been back in the lineup. I mean, I saw Draisaitl throw a couple hits. Like they have the ability to spread it out across their entire lineup. It's not just necessarily one guy, despite the fact that Hyman is leading the playoffs in hits. So is it hurt? Yes. From a physicality standpoint, yes. Does it hurt because he's obviously a good player? Yes. But they have found guys that have stepped up, and their depth has been really good. So.
Huge loss. No denying it. They have to persevere, dig deep, test of the depth. And let's see if those guys hungry. Like I thought, for example, Arvidsson played a feisty game. Was he great? No, but he was all right. Like he made some okay plays. So we'll see who does get in. I don't know about this 11-7 with Matthias Ekholm. Like I don't think they're going to be forced to put him in just yet because of a Zach Hyman injury, but maybe they do.
But like you got a Connor Brown coming back at some point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right
he's
at some point,
a week.
yeah.
Week.
But it's gut check time. Yeah, and if Connor Brown comes back, then all of a sudden you're deciding between Kapanen and Arvidsson, and I think right now probably taking Arvidsson back out.
Oh, you can't take Kapanen out.
No.
So like you put Connor Brown back in. There's a little bit more physicality, right? A little more size, and a guy that could potentially stand up to some of the Florida Panthers if they make it through. So like. You can't replace them, but you can definitely have guys that are going to be hungry and ready to go to try to help fill. So.
Seems like the Oilers just step in when they need to. I think that's what's given them, being a wagon.
Yeah.
For players that are injured, such as Ekholm. My cousin, I always talk about him, Dr. Harjas Graywall. He had tweeted last night about the wrist injury. Him and his wife both are physicians. He's saying the wrist looks like it got buckled from the hit, possibly, and that the wrist fracture would possibly be about 4 to 6 weeks out.
Yeah, that'd be the full season then at that point for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so now, no Connor Brown. Do you try to rush Matthias Ekholm if you can back in for the lineup tomorrow? Or is it Jeff Skinner time?
You put Tom's boy in.
Jeff Skinner time?
It's Tom's boy.
Why is he my boy? I have no issue with him.
It's not that I think Belzy's pointing out the fact that maybe that you have such sympathy for the guy. Not him.
Zero.
That's exactly what I'm going back to. Yeah.
He's skipping his way to the bank, being like, I'm going to go to the Stanley Cup final with my team that I don't play much for.
Well, here's the thing. He's in a position where if he gets in the lineup tomorrow, maybe he forces the Oilers' hand that he needs to play in the Stanley Cup final if he plays extremely well. Like he goes out there, scores a goal, has an excellent hockey game. Maybe Chris Knobloch sits there and goes, you want to know something? This is a guy that we will throw in the Stanley Cup final.
You never know.
Is it likely? No. But you never know. I think that's the mentality you have to have.
I hope he comes out and scores 3.
Yeah, for sure. He's still going to have his name on the cup.
Yeah, but I would assume there's a difference as a player of having your name on the cup where, you were there for the regular season, but you didn't contribute really in the postseason. As Benny will point out, -1. -2, sorry, thank you, -2. And having been part of it, right? Like, I think that, I don't know if you'd ever look at that cup and be like it'd be an I think it depends who you are, that feeling. I don't know if I would be somebody that would be like, yeah, I'm a cup winner.
Yeah, it's a pride thing for sure. I mean, I personally would want to be contributing to the team and not just be riding coattails.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I mean, if you get to lift the cup, you get to lift the cup. Your name's on there forever. So
yeah, spade's a spade.
You get into the lineup, you get your second, third, fourth, fifth game potentially. Your second game.
Let's
you get to zero, you get to even.
Let's say you just get 2 games in. You get that first game, you get game 5, and then you don't
point a game player? Or not a point a game player?
Let's say he stays at only 1 point, half a point a game player, but he goes to even.
Oh.
He finds his way to get back to even, so Benny can't just throw him under the bus like that. You win the cup, you're Jeff Skinner, and somebody says, hey, I'm like, hey, I'm Jeff Skinner, how are you? Like, I'm Stanley Cup winner. Do you say that?
Absolutely.
Right, but then it's so how did you do in the playoffs?
The team did great.
Okay. You find
we won. Yeah. That's what happened. We won. That's
how many goals did you score?
Zero, because I'm a depth guy.
That's fair. I just like that's there. I just like it's like that third string quarterback. Do you really actually sit there and be like, yeah? So, do you celebrate the hardest?
Absolutely.
I would be that guy.
You celebrate like it's 1999.
I would want to be like the drunkest guy at the parade. Like, why is
Ovechkin
he?
levels?
Yes,
Yeah.
and be like, why is the third stringer here like taking over?
Yeah. That's
Go
what
up
you
to
need
McDavid. I'll take the mic.
Yeah.
Just hold on a second. I got something to
Yeah.
say. Woo! You know,
Yeah.
like that whole stuff.
Okay.
I'm fully invested in that.
Then how do you think, like, do you think that Houston Astros should be celebrating since they did it by cheating?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So
No,
then
they should.
Jeff
They're
Skinner-
cheaters.
No, absolutely.
I think every team
I didn't say
that's
you can't
won
celebrate.
did at some point.
I'm just curious, would you? Like, as a human, if you weren't part of the run actually producing, where are you with that?
Celebrate. Life's too short. If someone wins the lottery and they're taking me,
But I also
On
know
the-
that
you know,
there's
I'm
some
throwing
people
that
that
cash.
would celebrate.
Did your team win?
Yeah, but I also
Then you're
understand that, like,
celebrating.
long term, there's some players that wouldn't maybe, like, they would sell that championship ring because they don't have that
Not a
attachment to it.
chance. Have you seen the size? Those things are like the size of this mug. You're not selling that thing. There's attachment to it. I just want a cup.
Just stay tuned.
I haven't
for
played in
rings.
the playoffs for most of my career. I get to Edmonton, potentially. I gotta say potentially because you never know. But like, yeah, that would be a big deal for a guy like that.
Can I tell you guys the engraving eligibility because people are always fascinated by this. Moving forward as we approach the Stanley Cup final, whoever shall be in it, we shall see still. Engraving eligibility from the NHL. A player is required to have appeared in at least 41 regular season games with the team or one Stanley Cup final game to be eligible to have his name engraved on the trophy. In 1994, a stipulation was added to allow a team to petition the commissioner for permission to have players' names put on the Stanley Cup if extenuating circumstances prevented them from being available to play. The management staff engraved on the trophy is determined by the team. However, it must be approved by the Hockey Hall of Fame and NHL. The maximum number of names a championship team can engrave on the trophy is 55. Also, every 12 years they retire a band, and there's a ceremony held for it. And do you know why they didn't add a band after they got to the bottom of the 5 big ones? Apparently, in 1992, when the Stanley Cup was 100 years old and had run out of space to engrave new names, Brian Trottier, who had won 6 championships at the time, said, quote, "It is the perfect size to hold over your head," unquote. A decision was made by the trustees, the Hockey Hall of Fame, and the NHL to retire the oldest band and add a new one to the bottom to maintain its shape and size. There have been more than 3,400 names engraved on the trophy. Also, if I think that it's getting close to the Leafs officially being off the Stanley Cup. I saw that. Yeah.
Nice add-in.
Yeah,
I
I
love
saw it
that.
the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good tidbit.
Yeah,
So
that
there
is
you go.
really
There's
good.
the stipulations. That's courtesy of the NHL.com website.
I'm going to let you answer this one because you have better insight. But Easy E says, why is it quote unquote rushing Ekholm to put him back in? The guy says he's ready. He's there practicing with the team.
He might tell you he's ready. I've been told he's very persuasive, but his body and with doctors who would probably know him better and what is healthy and not healthy better are, I think, still a bit hesitant. So that's why I think Easy, they're not in a rush to get him back in. I agree he is their best defenseman. I agree you want your best defenseman in there, but right now the team's playing good enough.
Yeah,
the defense is playing good enough to allow his body to get that extra bit of rest.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I'll say if he was actually healthy, he would have been back in the lineup.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a debate.
Yeah.
We talked about this, I think, on the Hangout yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wouldn't have been a debate of, well, do you really mess with this 6th defenseman? Or you're throwing him in the lineup. It's just period. The fact that there's discussions, and even though he's saying, yeah, I'm ready to go, and Chris Knoblauch hasn't thrown him back in the lineup, that tells you don't believe what Matthias Ekholm is fully saying. He's wanting to just get back out there because he's a competitor. He's a beast. But the Oilers are looking out going, he isn't 100%. He isn't ready to get in that lineup fully.
Yep.
And we'll have to take it game by game.
There was this guy
Game by game.
put it out there a few weeks ago that Ekholm won't be ready for at least a few weeks. And we're at a few weeks. I'm just
Who is
saying.
that guy?
Some guy. I don't know. I don't like him.
You don't like him? Why? Because he wears short shorts
That's right.
and uses a loofah in the shower
Even at hockey.
at hockey?
He's just wanting to stay clean.
It's a thorough clean.
I don't see an issue with that.
Neither do I.
I'm not a big hockey guy. Like I wasn't in a lot of locker rooms in my life playing hockey, so I don't. But still, like I feel like when you're in a shower, you want to make sure you're clean.
Yeah, may as well.
Have you seen half the showers that you potentially have to go in? You want to try to exit that thing as quickly as possible because you will get every single disease possible.
Or maybe you would want to stay longer if you had a loofah.
Not a chance.
To make sure you stay clean.
Not a chance.
Maybe you would actually enjoy it a little better.
If
I am getting a thorough clean. It doesn't matter what's around me. I am cleaning myself so thoroughly.
Glengarry.
Yeah, no
and
chance.
Silent Ice.
Yeah, no. Well, once.
And Rogers
Don't say
Place.
sometimes. Once.
Yeah, it was good. It was a fun skate.
Is it like, are you exposed to everybody while you're loofahing yourself?
Of course.
So you're literally naked in front of other men.
Did you not know that this is how you shower at hockey?
No, I do.
Is this new?
But I didn't know that that's what you like. I thought maybe there's like some private shower areas where you're like kind of like loofahing. Oh,
No.
okay.
And you have
Tommy was doing handstands at the Silent Ice Center.
So much space. It is very comfortable.
Yeah.
You guys they did a great job at that. Just to end the note on Ekholm. So when I tweeted that out, all jokes aside, whatever, but when I put that out there, the information I was given is he probably should not play for the rest of the year, but he's going to want to, and he's determined to. And I was told he's weeks away at best. And now I think we're coming up on 3 weeks.
I think you said there's something about there's a potential risk of next season if things go bad, if he draws back in. There's a risk.
I had some other people tell me that it's similar to an injury that Callie Yarncroke dealt with, which is not good.
Where I could see the Oilers and him, I think there's a point. There also might come to a point they don't care about next season at some point.
Well, you want to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. But if you don't have Ekholm next year, but you have a cup this year, and he helped contribute to that, I think that part, I think that they would at some point be willing to risk that.
Fair. Very fair.
I think if they're down 3-1 in a series, maybe they'd sit there and be like, this series.
LTIR.
Well, let's worry about next season and things like that. But I think, if the fact that the Oilers knocking on the Stanley Cup Finals once again, the door is opening up for them. Mm-hmm. At that point, maybe you sit there and you go, okay, can we risk next season? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because if we get this cup, boom, we want to go repeat next year.
But you're going like this.
But the fan base will just be like, for the most part, I think we'll just be forgiving for anything that happens next year.
As a person that gets injured often and fractured their foot, I feel for him because I just want a physiotherapist or a doctor to clear me to wear goddamn high heels, and I haven't worn them in like 2 months, and it's killing me inside. And I have a wedding coming up in 2 weeks.
Well, are you comparing yourself right now to Matthias?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Yes, I am. It's hard. It's hard.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Not being able to wear high heels.
Oh, no.
Not being able to play in the Western Conference Finals.
Hey, that wedding is like going to be the Western Conference Finals of the wedding season, all right? So
Maybe it's better for your feet that you don't wear heels for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Stick to the positives here.
okay, let's talk about Tommy loofahing then.
What's the problem here?
Doing handstands.
Do we have anything else on? Okay.
No, it was high.
Well, I'm just trying to think of tomorrow. Like, with the high,
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that's happened is either Skinner goes in or if Ekholm's back in, it's Ekholm. You go 11 and 7.
Yeah, and then Brown comes back and Brown's in the lineup and go from there.
But for tomorrow, likely Skinner. There's not much else you really can do here.
Yeah.
I'd hope. Like he's a top 6 forward when he's going.
Skinner?
So, yeah, I think so.
He's going to be chomping at the bit.
Yep. Should be motivated.
That's fair.
Dallas Stars, are you surprised at how bad their offense has been?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because Jake Onger had the game the Dallas Stars needed from Jake Onger last night.
Yes, that was his best game.
This is by far his best game. He made some great saves. He kept them in it many times. And they couldn't score more than one goal. And they can't score 5-on-5. So that's what? Shutout, 1 goal.
Yep.
In the last 3 games. And if you take away the third period of game 1, great period, they only scored 1 goal in the first 2 periods. This team can't score goals. Are you I'll say I'm stunned by that.
The Oilers have done a good job being in the right lanes. And if you look at the way that they defended, in particular 5-on-5, like they're keeping the Stars to the outside. But even when they do get a chance where like they try to hit the high slot, like the Oilers have a really good stick and they disrupt the puck. They're not picking it off, but they're disrupting the timing of that shot, like that one-timer, or that puck all of a sudden starts wobbling. Like they're just doing enough that it's disrupting the Stars from getting a truly grade A chance. Like that's still a grade A chance because you're getting the puck off, but instead of it being like a bang bang one-timer, it's like a bang wobble float. We probably get back and block it. Something like that's happening, and it's frustrating for the Stars because they don't really have an opportunity to do anything because the positioning of the Oilers is really good. And they're not running out of spots to try to take away time or space or anything like that. They're not being lazy on rotations. Like they've collapsed to the house. Everything's on the outside, and they're doing a wonderful job with their sticks. So
I think like they're also like, I like to your point with the positioning. Like I think they're blocking shots ridiculously well right now. Like I don't know the numbers or anything, but it feels like you were saying, they don't let a puck go through them very easily at all.
No.
It's a stick or body on it every time.
The Stars can't get to the front of the net.
No.
And get any quality shots on net.
No.
And if they do, Skinner's just stopping them. Mm-hmm. Like it's very impressive how much stronger the Oilers. Like I know Connor will sit there and say we know how to defend. Tired of that, but like this is another level of defense right now that I'm seeing from the Edmonton Oilers.
Yes, it is.
Like it's unbelievable watching what they can do right now. How much they're just suffocating the Dallas Stars and Rantanen. Still 2 points this series. Like he's done nothing in this series.
Catnin.
That is actually pretty good.
Big Uke, Stars had zone time, but how many of those shifts were spent entirely on the wall? Zone time doesn't mean blank when you're forced outside, and that's they're just spending all the time on the outside, and they just cannot get to that middle. So, by the way, for those that are just tuning in, the Edmonton Oilers, Chris Knobloch announcing Zach Hyman, wrist surgery likely done for the rest of the playoffs. The keyword likely. He is now done for the Western Conference Final. That would also say the start of the Stanley Cup Final. But so that is the news from the Edmonton Oilers as they'll get set for Game 5 tomorrow out in Dallas as they will look to gentlemen sweep the Dallas Stars. GCLD's Oil Stream pregame show tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Tom will be at Hudson's on White Ave. The Florida Panthers have a second chance tonight to finish off the Carolina Hurricanes season. So, we're almost there for the rematch. We're almost there for the rematch of last season. If you are new to Edmonton Sports Talk, be sure to click the subscribe button also on our YouTube channel and hit that thumbs up button as well, as I know we have quite a bit of people listening that's tuning into the Hangout higher than we usually have based off the Zach Hyman news. So if you're new to the Hangout, just hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel and hit that thumbs up button. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Is Reinhart back today for Florida?
I haven't seen it. Have you seen anything, Benny? We haven't seen any updates. That's the other thing, too, is like if you're pre-scouting next round, you're looking at the Panthers. Who were they missing? Bennett, Reinhart,
Greer,
and
Mikkola.
Mikkola.
Oh, and Mikkola.
I heard Mikkola was going to play Game 5.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they were able to get his shoulder off the boards yet.
Well, I just want to quickly just throw some. John Shannon's the first one I'm seeing this. Broken wrist for Zach Hyman, he says.
And broken wrist.
That's the first one. So.
Walker, Chatfield, they have a lot of injuries as well.
Yeah, that Mikkola was playing unbelievable hockey.
He's a big guy.
Big guy. He was dominant stretches. When he went in the boards, like, oh my God. Like, that was massive. So I don't know if he's going to play. Like, there's something going on for sure there, but talked to Pags, and he was like, yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to play.
Pags is dialed in.
He
Pags
is
was down. Did you see Pags down there?
I didn't.
You guys didn't meet up at the Elbow Room?
No.
I'm a little bit surprised. That's okay.
That looks like a more no comment face.
Did you go to the elbow room?
Oh.
Got that.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time.
Okay. Very good. That's what happens
Yeah.
there.
Did you have any sleep?
Define sleep.
Well, were your eyes closed and did you get into any sort of REM cycle?
I'm not sure I got to REM cycle, but I
Okay.
definitely, my eyes were closed.
Okay.
In
So you had a
your room?
snooze.
Yeah.
I had a snooze.
You had a snooze. You didn't sleep.
I
That's what
I passed out, but like may or may not have just like woken up and had to yak because I'm stupid. And
Yakking is a great thing.
I decided to do a 45 ounce margarita. What I didn't realize,
Honey drink.
oh no, this
Scorpion
like
Bowl.
Yeah, Scorpion Bowl.
Your favorite.
down
right.
there,
Yeah.
it's 2 ounces tequila and 1 ounce of Cointreau in a highball glass. So they're stiff. So I think about it in my head. I'm like, this 45 ounce margarita probably is at least half and half.
Good old American free pour as well.
Yeah.
American.
And then because once again, I'm stupid, I had a couple tequila shots on top of that and they're all doubles.
Yeah.
And then because you think you're invincible when you're loaded, just start crushing beers. So then when I woke up out of my whatever I would like to call it on Saturday
cycle.
when I would talk to you,
Yeah.
I had a tough go.
I talked to you and I'm
I
like,
played hockey though.
He's not coming on the show today.
Did you go in the ocean?
Nope, didn't touch the ocean.
What? How's the weather? Was it raining? Was it warm?
It was 34, hot, humid. It rained at night. Sunday was like extremely hot. Busy, very busy. And that's about as much as I can go into.
Were the games at the new Panthers facility?
No, it was some facility like 30 minutes away. It was an old barn, dingy barn, but it was I don't know. Game one was nice. It was fun. Shinny one was fun because guys were somewhat coherent. The second day, no. It was bad, very bad. I don't think I even did up my helmet. That's how bad I felt.
Yikes. I'm assuming it's all like mostly former pros down there.
Yeah, like the guys that went are all mostly former hockey players. We met a couple guys because whenever we do these trips, there's guys from kind of everywhere that show up. A couple of the guys didn't play, but I mean, it's just enjoyable. We're not trying to hurt anybody or anything like that, so not go too hard. But it was a good trip. It's fun. Yeah, Elbow Room's a good time.
Told you. Leave it at that.
Unless he has more
I
to
ran
say.
into Trevor Daly.
Oh, you played with him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw Dale's. He was down there for his wife's 40th. We hung out a little bit. Saw Brian Baldinger, which is kind of cool. We took over an entire bar
Former
watching the other
Eagle, I
game.
think.
Okay.
Used to be on the NFL Network. I don't know if he's still on the NFL Network.
Yeah. So we converted some, Dallas fans to Oilers fans. Took over a bar and just started chanting like as loud as we possibly
They're
could.
really not Dallas fans.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy was wearing a massive Dallas jersey, Mavs jersey. And
Mavs.
I'm
Mavs,
like,
that's
who are you
different.
cheering for?
It's
He's
not
like,
Stars.
hold on. I was like, who are you cheering for? He's like, obviously I'm a Dallas guy. I said, just give it a bit. And so every time we scored, we'd look at him and be like, you want to chant now? No. You want to chant now? By the end of it, let's go Oilers.
Yeah, so
Did he
the
have
Stars
some
fans.
of
Yeah,
your
did he?
45 ounce drink?
Exactly, Tommy.
At that point, no, he did not.
Okay. Well, sharing is caring.
That's not an Oilers. That's not a Stars fan.
Yeah,
That was a Mavs fan who's like, I guess I have to cheer for the Stars.
right. Or
He was afraid that 25 guys were just going to beat him up if he didn't cheer.
yeah.
Likely.
Yeah, you guys intimidated him. That's called bullying, Shawn.
Yeah, well,
What's bullying is what the Oilers doing to the Stars in this.
this
series.
is facts.
Good correlation.
This is facts.
Yep.
Well done. Well played.
Yeah,
well
thank
played.
Well, it's. I look at the Hurricanes and I look at the Stars, and part of me goes, "How the hell did they get to the conference finals?"
Legit.
But then it's just like, no, the Panthers and the Oilers are just that good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
The Panthers did have Mikkola and Greer out. They were 0-3, so they probably were resting them. So it'll be interesting to see who's back in the lineup today against Carolina, including Reinhart. Like he's really important to Florida because he's really great on special teams. And I think that also was a huge contributor to the
I'm
loss.
not sure they're arresting Mikkola. Like the way he went in the boards, like it looked really bad. And I think I immediately text Dave, like, is this guy okay? He's like, we'll see. And then I text him the next day and I'm like, what's going on with this guy? And he's like, I'm pretty sure he's out for game 4. we'll see about game 5 is what he said. But like the way he went into the boards, it was like, oof, that's not good. And that's a big dude going into the boards fast and hard. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna say about like the way we're watching these conference final matchups go. And Maddie, I think your question about Dallas and Carolina right now is fair, but like I would go, to me, I go, they're still really good teams, but the two teams that are winning these series, I think, have figured it out. You know what I mean? And they're still dialed in from years prior. Obviously, Florida 3 straight years on the cusp of going to the Cup final, and I think that's the difference. And they've just kind of flexed on Carolina and Dallas. That's how I kind of see it, because I was wondering the same thing, but I value and respect and do think that the Hurricanes and the Stars, more so the Stars than the Hurricanes, because I think the Canes are built in a flawed manner, but those are really good hockey teams. So
the one stat I saw about the Stars today was they could be the first team to get to 3 straight conference finals and not get to the Cup final.
wow, jeez,
So knock on wood.
yeah.
Well, I don't think you need a knock. That team ain't been the Oilers 3 times.
You just always got to make sure you knock on wood, okay?
There's drywall back there.
Yeah, no, I don't even need to.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go like there's nothing. Dusty was so confident after the game 1 loss. Like I don't know now how through 4 games anyone could sit there and be like, this is the recipe for the Stars to beat the Oilers. Not just once now, 3 straight.
Yeah, some of their players might need to show up. That's for sure. Like Marchment has been invisible.
Or
Outside of getting
Cantonin.
penalties,
Yeah.
he's drawn some penalties.
Rupe,
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, what did you think of Bouchard?
hilarious.
Yo, on the same
Hilarious.
spot though.
Well, that's why he's doing that on
Yes.
purpose.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yes.
But multiple
That's
guys
the
were
point.
Savage.
multiple
Yes.
guys were swinging at him.
As
There's
one
a
does.
clip I saw on Twitter that like it looked like there's probably 6 guys that took swings at his foot, and Bush took 2. One caught him flush, the other just missed.
It's playoff.
Died laughing. Bush, however, also got hit from behind from Jamie Benn and tried to hook his face. Did you see that? Like, who's this guy?
He's sassy.
He's got a little
to
bit of
hook his
snarl.
face.
Sassy.
No.
And that's what I feel like we're gonna see more of with Hyman out.
It's sassy Bush.
It's a big uke, hilarious move by Bouchard. I will say this: if the roles were reversed, Oilers fans would be
people would be
losing
pissed.
their mind.
Absolutely. And
Pissed.
that's why I
This is
just said what I said.
But at the same
Pissed.
time,
Savage.
this is gamesmanship,
Yeah.
and this
I
is
think
what you
it's
do.
absolutely hilarious.
By
This
the
is what
way-
you have to do, and this is what like I'm fine when the other team does it to the Oilers because that's the game.
What's that
And
line
I'm
again?
glad that the Oilers are doing it to the other team, though, here. I'm glad that they're learning from it, because I feel like the Oilers of past years maybe would have left it.
100%.
But it always happened to the Oilers. Do it to the other team. Like,
Yeah.
force the ref to do something about it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what's that line? It's like he shouldn't have been standing there. Well, that's on you, Rupe.
By the way, you should read his message properly because he finished it with an "okay."
Who said that in?
You. Maddie didn't read it to its entirety.
I don't even know what occur is.
Okay. See what happens when they're winning. Just a good day. You can try to repeat it.
No, Dean said Marchman cheap shot at McDavid after the Dallas goal. I never saw a good view of that. I didn't feel
I
like there
didn't
was
see it.
much anything there. I felt like they kind of just skated into each other to a degree, but I didn't get a good replay of that one. So, I like what Bush was doing, but I also understand why the other side, but people would be very upset.
Oh, it'd
on
be
the flip
like
side.
I'd actually like to see it be on the other side and see how crazy it actually would have been. Because I think it would have been banana.
From the Oilers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
no,
would
but
be
like I was
bananas.
seeing some Stars people. I saw there was a reporter out of Chicago, Mark Lazarus, who was upset about it because he's like, isn't this intent to injure? And it's like, well, calm
Mark
down.
Lazarus has a point. That is intent to injure.
Yeah.
And he's just injuring him more.
I don't think the whack was big enough to like break his foot even more though. I think it was a whack to like sting like that.
So
that's
we're
hurt.
on to you. We're
That's
on
hurt.
to you.
Is
Yeah,
this what
that's
it
hurt.
is? He's got a broken foot.
I don't know.
I think that's
Oh, there's
well,
something
that's
with
what
the
everyone's
foot.
saying.
That's all we know.
He's got a broken foot
Well,
from
he's-
the slash from nurse.
He walked out in a boot.
Is he made of paper mache?
I don't know.
What if you cut him on the right spot?
There is something there
God.
because he did miss a game, and you're not missing a game for gamesmanship. When you miss a game, you're hurt.
Jensen lady, like, I'm sorry, but that slash,
Maybe it's
like,
brittle bones.
that's my point.
More milk.
Dude,
Missed out on his milk.
Calcium.
you might want to get some
not
of that.
good.
Yeah.
His parents let him down.
I think there's some pills for that. Like, you can't be getting broken bones.
Unless
from
it's
that.
Tommy said you got the
And
right spot. They
if
hit it in the
was
right spot.
Jazzy, that'd probably
I was
happen.
waiting
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
I swear.
That's fair.
Rope hits won't be wearing heels anytime soon either. Don't worry, Jazzy. You're
Yeah.
not alone.
Man.
So Kane was on the bench. We discussed this quickly earlier, but what do you think's wrong with him? Was it like a spasm or?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I missed it. I just
Yeah.
know he only played 5 shifts he did play 5 shifts in the third period.
Yeah, he was late arriving on the bench to start the third, but he was there to start the third. And then he played. So
Yeah, no
Yeah,
idea.
then he played.
right now it seems fine. Nothing to go on, but in this at the end, like it'll be very important for the Oilers to finish it off tomorrow. Because I'm expecting the Panthers to finish off tonight. The Oilers are very happy with the Hurricanes winning Game 4. Oilers should absolutely be cheering for the Hurricanes
I'm
again
gonna go
tonight.
on-
But
I'm going on a
you
limb.
don't want the Panthers to get much more rest than you. Because they do have some guys banged up too, and
They
they want
want
to
some
be
guys
finished it
banged up.
off. So
Yeah.
both
I
teams
think
want that
Carolina's
rest.
going to take it tonight.
Tonight?
I think so too. I think
just-
so too.
Got this weird feeling that they're going to win tonight, and then it's going to go back to Florida, and then that's going to be the end of it.
Well, if you saw if you watched the last game a little bit, like Kachuk was just a body. He wasn't really doing much either. And if you're missing Reinhardt, you're missing depth. So I wouldn't count them out by any means. And that's one thing, again, with the Oilers is their depth, right? You got Kapanen, like Rico scores. I understand they're, empty netters, but they were goals.
Yeah, those Florida games, like the route was on way before they got those goals. Like we just
Yeah,
watched
for sure.
it, and honestly, there was times where it was like Florida just said, "Okay, you guys want to play a little bit physical? We're gonna turn this up to a level that you cannot even match." And they were taking legitimate runs, like 10 feet, 12 feet away. Guys are coming in, and there was massive hit after massive hit. And then all of a sudden, Carolina just stopped. And then by the third period, here comes just rout. And that's basically what happened in that game. Like all the games outside of this last one. Like I said, we got to watch it a little bit closer. Some guys went to the game when we were down there, and
Yep.
it was just, it was a very physical team. It was sloppy hockey, but it was very physical.
And they were away. It wasn't even a home game. So I wouldn't count Carolina out today.
I'm counting them out.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting 2.
Yeah.
This team can't win a conference
you
final
thought
game.
the Leafs were going to win too, so
Yes.
been waiting for that one for a long
we thought
time.
Finals. Could go to the finals. Be scared. Ooh.
What was that?
I don't know.
Don't even know what
Can
that
you
was.
do that again, please?
I don't know.
How'd
I'm
that
trying
go?
to keep my hands down because I gave the
It's-
finger to the Nasties yesterday.
Yeah, what the heck?
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
I blame Dusty.
You can't blame Dusty.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I said something about LeBron flopping. And then he looked right at me and gave me the finger. And then by habit, I gave the finger, but I gave it to front of the camera. And then
She just went like this to the camera.
I tried to like brush it underneath the table. And Maddie's like, he rewinds it. He's like, no, you clearly.
Like it wasn't like one of those like
missed it.
as it's coming up like, oh no, I shouldn't do that or something. Like no, it was like a here you go, oops.
Yeah, and then obviously someone screenshot. One of the
course
Nazis
they did.
screenshot it and sent it to me.
That's a niche.
And that was my bad. And I
the Le-
apologized.
The Leafs took this Panthers team to 7.
You did say if you
You're
want
gross.
to. Yeah.
Gross. Don't.
I didn't. I'm glad I was wrong. I stood by. I said I hope I was wrong. Something just didn't feel. They got to a 7th game still. They just can't win in Game 7. So I'm very happy about that.
What does Play Alberta say for the odds to win the cup right now? After what happened yesterday.
Matthew will check it
Yeah.
on the Play Alberta app, which has been refreshed. It's very nice.
Florida
What?
Panthers are 5.5 today for the over.
I don't like these two guys laughing at you right now. What is this? What is this?
Now you know how it feels.
Just Tommy. Tommy being Tommy.
But he didn't say anything.
That's all it was.
On this app,
No,
it's
he
been
did.
Fresh.
Yeah.
So, right now, am I missing this? Am I not looking at this accurately?
Still missing.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
I just clicked the wrong button. Okay, hockey,
Okay, here we go. Futures.
NHL, outrights. Okay, they've taken down maybe Stanley Cup winner at the moment. They do have matchups. The Oilers to beat the Panthers is plus 125. The Panthers to beat the Oilers is plus 130. The Panthers to beat the Stars is plus 1,200. The Stars to beat the Panthers is plus 1,400. Oilers to beat the Hurricanes plus 1,600. Hurricanes beat the Oilers plus 1,800. Dallas to beat Carolina or Carolina to beat Dallas is plus 10,000. Wow. And then they do have Stanley Cup matchups. Minus 625 is the Panthers versus the Oilers.
Okay.
So I don't see right now, unless I'm not seeing it properly. I'm not seeing cup winners, but Conn Smythe, clicking the wrong buttons on this.
It was interesting listening to the guys on the morning show talk about Stuart Skinner and the Conn Smythe conversation. If you think about it, don't get me wrong, he missed 6 games and Calvin Pickard went in there and got those wins. But in the games Stu has played since games 1 and 2 of the first round, pretty damn good. And the numbers, which have been against him for the majority of the season, are stacked heavily in his favor right now.
I was laughing so hard when Sportsnet threw up the graphic of his stats, like these playoffs, like all games he's played.
Yeah.
He has a 9-10.
Yes.
That feels so wrong.
Yeah.
It does.
Like
It looks
how
weird.
everyone was talking about it was
Yeah.
like you'd think he's an 830 goalie right now.
Well, he was at
He
one
was,
point,
he
yeah.
was.
Well,
But, like,
yeah, that's just because of math. There's not a lot of games in the playoffs that he's played because he's missed 6
yeah, he's got
in
3
there.
shutouts.
5
But the
and 4
first
now.
3 games were 8 something save percentage, or 3 of them were 8
His
something save
first
percentage.
4, because there was another graphic I saw. The first 4, or his 4 losses were, it was like 5.79 goals against with
Yeah.
an 8.39 or something like that.
Yeah.
But then you had 3 shutouts.
Yeah, and then
with
his
2
wins-
1-goal games.
His wins, he's at
Pumps you up.
0.35 goals against, and he's at like a 9, whatever,
Connor's Conn Smythe.
979
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
crazy like
Conn
that.
Smythe favorite is Connor at plus 150. Bobrovsky's plus 210. Leon's plus 750. Barkov's plus 900. Then Rantanen is plus 2,000. Stuart Skinner is there at plus 2,200. So he's the 3rd best odds for the Oilers for an Oiler player. Kachuk is plus 2,500. Next up for the Oilers is plus 5,000. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And
He
Evan
is a
Bouchard is
beast right
plus
now.
6,000.
The Nuge
Yeah.
been playing well.
If Connor Connor has a Conn Smythe, so I don't know how much that plays into the 12, 13 voters that vote on the Conn Smythe in the end. But if Stu Skinner goes out and produces 940 save percentage and better through to Stanley Cup Finals, I think there'll be a tough conversation to be had between those voters.
Yep.
Especially if he gets like 2 more shutouts in the cup final or something. Like, what's that? That'd be 5 shutouts in a playoff run.
Yeah.
I don't know what the record is or something, but
Like, it's not like you're keeping him from Connor.
yeah.
Right. He with 1 more shutout ties Curtis Joseph for second. No, first all time. Because Joseph has 5, and that's the franchise record for playoff shutouts.
Wow.
Joseph had 3 in 1 playoff season. Stu has matched that.
It's insane.
It is crazy.
Good for him.
By the way, this is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life transitions. Canadian storage provider by Canadian, 50% off 12 weeks on all units, 75% off 8 weeks on 5x5 units, or 4 weeks free on selected units. That is their May savings in full bloom. Ends May 31st, sentinel.ca. McDavid, 24 points. Leon, 23 points. Nuge is 4th in NHL scoring at 18. Bouchard is 5th in the NHL scoring at 17. Rantanen is 3rd in the NHL. So the Oilers have 4th of the top 5 leading goal scorers, point getters in these playoffs. I was about to say, I feel like it's either going to be McDavid or it's going to be Skinner, one of the Conn Smythe.
I'm with
see
you
that.
on that.
I'd put him higher than Leon, even though Leon is that high. I think
He's been all right.
that's where, like, if the Oilers are winning a cup, I think it'll be because also Skinner played so well that I think he might have an edge over Leon to a degree.
One more note on Skinner stat-wise, all-time franchise history in the playoffs. He tied yesterday Bill Ranford for second most wins as a goaltender, obviously, at 25. I think he only had, what does he have? needs to catch Grant Fuhr. Grant Fuhr has the franchise record at 74 playoff victories. So he's got some work to do, but he's right there with Billy Ranford.
It's been impressive what he's been able to do. So hopefully he can keep it up.
The best playoff run for shutouts was by Marty Brodeur, 02-03, 7 shutouts.
Jeez. That's almost half the wins.
Yeah, they played 24 games.
Well, when you have Martin Brodeur in net, who's maybe the greatest goalie of all time, and you have Scott Niedermayer and John Stevens in front of him,
Did they have
that's
Rafalski at that
that's a
point?
nice making of not allowing goals.
Yeah.
The 02-03 team, and they trapped it up too.
Big time.
Because who would have been their coach?
I think
Lemaire.
that was like Pat
that-
Burns at that
Well,
point.
no,
or
I think it was
Larry
Lemaire, wasn't it?
Robinson.
Oh, it might have been Larry Robinson.
Yeah. But like those would be hard to score. Those teams would be hard to score.
Pat Burns.
Pat Burns.
Yeah. I think Larry Robinson was their coach in 2000 when they won.
I
They
loved Martin
trapped
Brodeur.
the absolute hell out of the game.
Yeah. Scott
And if you came
Niedermayer.
through the middle of the ice, like your head was going to orbit.
He's my favorite goalie.
Danico,
Yep.
Stevens,
Danico.
and then you had
Joey-
Niedermayer that would just skate the puck out easily.
Looked like he was on a cloud,
Yep.
just gliding on by through the
Yep.
ice. He's my favorite defenseman.
He was so good.
I loved him.
Yeah.
I always hoped he would have come to Edmonton,
Yeah.
and then he went to Anaheim. Because
then-
he'll never admit it. Like he's Cranbrook, but born in Edmonton, he's ours.
Struddy's cousin.
And then he went to just
isn't that
another
something? What a
great
family bloodline.
Then he goes to another team in Anaheim with 3 unbelievable defensemen. Him, Pronger.
But Pronger
Beauchemin.
joins him there.
Well, regardless of how that looks, it is what it is.
Beauchemin.
Beauchemin, like what a decor. And
And who would have been that goalie? Would that have been Jay Shiger?
Yeah.
Shiger was in
Yeah.
that net for that.
No.
Man, Shiger in that one Stanley Cup where he lost was just unbelievable too.
Yeah.
Maddie and I were talking, and Trev, yesterday on the Hangout. I wanted to ask you guys this. So Oilers will have the home ice advantage, and we were kind of agreeing that that could actually be a problem, and that it's better to have that they work better under pressure.
The way it's laid out,
Yeah.
yes.
I like the idea of starting on the road and coming back home.
Yes.
As opposed to starting at home. And that's where I came up with a new playoff system where it would be 2-2-1-2 series.
Say it again.
2-2-1-2-2. So the road team actually starts at home for games 1 and 2. The home team or the higher seeded gets to come home for 3-4,
Why wouldn't you just
go back on the road for 1, and then back for 6-7.
Why wouldn't you just do a 2-3-2?
There's something I don't like about the 2-3-2. Well, because then you're starting on, also the higher seed starting at home again. I'm trying to take away the higher seed starting at home. I'm trying to say the higher seed starts on the road and then comes back and still gets their 4 home games. You're not doing 2-4-1 or something like that. You're not doing a 3 and 4. And in the end, with that system, you'd get games 4, 6, and 7 at home if you're the higher seed, which is 3 possible elimination games versus just 2 right now, which is 5 and 7.
Based on the way that the Oilers are playing on the road, I would defer and say, no, you can have the home games because we're going to split.
That's
And then
why
we're
I
going to
like
come
the
back to
idea of
Edmonton and we're going to beat the brakes off of you in Edmonton. And then we're going to go and do your thing there.
That's why I'm. That's the one concern I would have with the Oilers having home ice here is that the Panthers now come into this Stanley Cup final knowing we just need the split, and we've accomplished our job where the Oilers have to hold serve at home to start, and I don't like having the home ice team have that pressure to start, and that's the only thing I'm gonna be fascinated. Like the Oilers, you got to go take your first 2 games, and that's just a little extra. Whereas the road team is just like you're sitting there through 2 games going, we just need to take 1. And if we take 2, awesome. But we just need to take 1. And worst case, we lose both. Well, we haven't been home ice.
Easier said than done.
Which part? Getting the split?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a split here in Edmonton. Like the crowd is just, it's a different level. Like I don't even know how to explain it. But
Well, the Panthers were in Toronto.
once again, yeah, but it's Toronto. Like they're not that loud. Yeah. They're just having a little rosé while they're just like.
Did you say rosé? Some of the nasties don't agree with our take, but
Which take?
on the other hand,
That just the home ice that is starting, that it's the pressure of that start. And okay, that's my opinion. Deal with it.
I will say this though, and the reason is Maddie planted that seed in my head yesterday. The reason is that the Oilers seem very hungry, and that's why they are just whipping everybody to the Stanley Cup And I believe that they've been there before, and they're not afraid to play there. But I understand the pressure that you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you're taking away home ice.
Yeah.
You still get 4 games at home. It's just how you get your 4 games at home. So you don't start the series with 2 games on home ice. You get games 3 and 4. You also get games 6 and 7. And most series go 6 or 7 anyway. So then if you're a home ice team and you get home games for both of those, I think that benefits the home team even more.
You know what?
You start with the split, you're then coming home, and you've got 4 of the remaining 5 games at home.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that, but this is just, I'm going back to my Florida trip quickly because there's 6 guys that went to a Panthers game. And they're like, the atmosphere was loud at certain times, but it didn't ever get to a point where like, you're like, man, this is so intense and so hard to play. Like it was just
yesterday.
Yeah, like anytime you come to Edmonton and these poor teams that, okay, you go to Dallas. Dallas is loud, but you come to Edmonton, it's a whole nother level of electricity that you're not prepared for it. It's the same as like the Florida Panthers, and I've said it multiple times. Their level of physicality, the level in terms of that building going bananas, you can't prepare for it. It's different. And you can go into these different places and whatever, Florida, Carolina, yeah, cool, your guys are loud in your own respect. But there's nothing that can compare to, my opinion, Edmonton, Winnipeg, for sure, Calgary, Vancouver, those places, Montreal, Chicago. Like when you go to those places and the fan base is going bananas, sorry, you can't compare. You can't even, you're not prepared for it. You're like, what the hell did I just walk into? Because
the Panthers know what they're walking into.
They don't.
And same with the Oilers.
The Panthers absolutely know what they're walking into. They came into Edmonton and won a game last year.
I fully understand that.
They know what they're coming into. This isn't a surprise to them what they're coming into.
Fully understand. But you can say the same thing about the Kings. You can say the same thing about the Stars. But when you go to those buildings, you play your game. Like you got to remember, like it's a full season that's gone by. And all of a sudden now it's another level of chaos because in my opinion, it seemed louder this year than it was last year. And last year was like crazy. This year it's on another level and you get comfortable being in Florida. You get comfortable being in Carolina. You get used to your crowd. That's what you know. And then all of a sudden you come here and it's just like, oh, okay, well, I can't even hear myself think. What am I supposed to do? And especially when all of a sudden they're scoring within, in the first 2-3 goals and that place is buzzing. No, sorry.
Belzy has a very good point. I went to games 6 and 7. So in Edmonton, then I flew to Florida. And game 6 was the loudest game I've ever attended in my life. And then going to a Stanley Cup final for game 7, no, it was literally like, it was loud. I'm not discounting that, but it was nothing like game 6 in the barn here.
Game 6. I'm glad you brought that up. Game 6 was crazy.
Oh, it was wild. I couldn't hear anything.
It was insane. And then the Oilers.
Yeah. Like, so to me, it's like, I don't know, you want that home ice.
But you're not losing home ice advantage. That's my thing here. Is like, for everyone, the way I look at it, you're not losing home ice. You still have home ice advantage as the higher seed. You're getting 4 out of 7 games. I just I understand that if the road team and you lose the first 2, the pressure's on you for 3 and 4. 100% it is. But that pressure starts on the home team right off the bat. You're a home team. You have the pressure to take the first 2 games. If you lose one, the pressure now has flipped completely onto you as you go onto the road. That's my point with it. Because Modern Thinker, I think it was him, if you start first 2 games on the road and lose them, you don't think that puts pressure on home games 3 and 4? Well, but flip that right now. If you're the home team, the pressure's on you in 1 and 2 to take both of those, because if you lose one of them, you've lost home ice advantage. It flips to the other team. That's where, and I think the Oilers have taken advantage of the idea of being that road team this year. We saw them go to LA, lose the first 2, but they were good because they knew they were coming back home. They came home and dealt with it. We saw them go be the team in Vegas, and they took 2. So they got to come home, and they're like, we have the absolute advantage. And then we saw them do the other scenario here, which is with Dallas, and they got the split, which is all you need to do really as a road team. And that's what I like about the idea of being that team that starts on the road, where you still hold on to home ice advantage, and ultimately in the end, 3 of the potential 4 series clinching games would be with the home team or the higher seeded team, as opposed to right now it's only 2 of them. Mm-hmm. As the series progresses, as the series gets
I know where
later,
your head's at.
it's only that home team. That's the one thing I would like that change, and that's the only thing. Like, Panthers are a very good hockey team, and that's where, like, I also think Rogers Place is loud, but the Panthers know how loud it is. They were there, and they took a game last year. They took Game 3 last year in that building.
It's louder now.
I don't know if it's louder than Game 6 of last year. I don't know if it's louder than Stanley Cup. It would be pretty on par.
It's more constant. Like, it's been more consistently almost as loud, or at times as loud as Game 6.
Yeah.
It has. I feel like it has gone to a different level a little bit more this playoffs,
Like,
which is fun.
It almost feels like it's going to like Rexall levels of loud.
Yeah, but that building was like so much smaller.
It held the noise a lot better.
I fully
The
agree.
acoustics.
But they would do those, like, what is the decibel, like
The horn brings it up. The decibel right now going into yesterday's game was about 108. As soon as the horn gets going, it jumps to 113, 114.
yeah. And so
I was paying
Rexall
attention
was
to
like
that yesterday.
120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was the same as a jet taking off.
Yeah.
And now that rink's not designed to hold in the sound as Rexall was.
Rexall, you go by it now, you're like, that was a small building. It was, but it was good, functional for a long time.
So then Oilers fans just need to be louder and try to get it to 120.
They've been doing a great
Stop
job.
being soft.
They're not being. Oh my god, you cannot be. Please, do you have a liner that you need to rip, or can I get to it?
Sure. Portions of this hour are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com.
Nice throw. That
I
one had
glued
some
that
zip.
one.
That
I glued that one.
Finally, all
Yeah.
right. Pauly Deuce. Here's an interesting one. Pauly Deuce texts in and says, I think it's kind of funny right now hearing how Flames Nation can only talk about how the Oilers lately and just grasp at straws for anything to hate on and rip on the Oilers. They're calling Rogers Place the hippo tank. Flames fans are making fun of the Oilers Arena. Calgary's Arena looks like something I'm not going to repeat on the air. And they're making fun of Edmonton's Rogers Place. That's from Pauly Deuce.
I actually saw the video that they're talking about. I saw the station. I've actually disagreed with a lot of Oilers fans. I look in the comments, like I watch, I think it's Flames Nation or whatever.
They took 960's old morning show.
Yes.
And those guys are good broadcasters.
Yeah, and I'm watching their show, and like obviously like specifically one guy is very passionate about his Flames, but even then, like, he's like still giving props to them. He's like, I hate saying this, but the Oilers look great right now. And I'm just seeing the comments, all the Oilers fans like ripping them, going like, oh, I keep talking about us. Well, like, what do you want them to do?
It's the Stanley Cup
the Oilers
final.
are in the conference final. Like,
Yeah.
it's their job.
It's hockey.
It's a hockey show,
Yeah,
right?
it's a hockey show.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know if like the hippo tank is a.
I don't get it.
towards
Rude.
Rogers. It's like I don't know. Like it's
I don't get it.
it's a nice arena. It's like
Yeah.
They, they call it the hippo tank.
I don't
Are they
get
calling
it.
you fat?
They might be.
Just like
No, or is it just
chunky.
all silver?
It's chunky.
Or-
one of the two sexiest buildings in all of the NHL. You're calling the hippo tank.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
I think they know Rogers definitely is better than theirs right now. But
Well, yeah, theirs is by far the worst in the league.
Yeah.
I would argue that the Saddle Dome is worse than what Rexall Place was by the end.
yeah,
Like, it's just,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a terrible facility.
Man, Uyghur showed up coming from Florida and almost ran out the door because he saw that
Like,
building.
oh,
Yeah. Oh, get me out of here.
Is this the Hitman locker room? No, it's the Flames. It is a bad rink. I know they're getting their new one. I'm sure it's going to have all the bells and whistles, but all the new rinks, like UBS, and I think even
It's the one in Detroit.
the one in the one in Detroit's fantastic. They went
Yeah.
$250 million over budget on that one. They have a Corvette
Oh, that's
sitting
it?
sideways on the wall. Yeah, they did get the terrazzo flooring. It wasn't removed due to value engineering. But I think parts of what they did in Seattle, like they came to Edmonton to look at it, and they're like, "Oh, we want to do this, this, and this." And Edmonton, I remember during that process, Stu McDonald and all the executives from the Oilers, Pat LaForge at the time, what they did was they went to Pittsburgh and Columbus and Minnesota, New Jersey, and they went and like took the best elements of the newest arenas, and that's just how it's going to be. And it's actually good that Calgary's getting that new rink because then more concerts can actually stop in both Calgary and Edmonton. It'll actually be better for shows and concerts.
Yeah, Edmonton, I was just talking about this on the weekend. We used to get a lot of concerts, but like big concerts aren't coming here anymore.
Yeah.
It's dried up. Like the big names have dried up coming here. We keep getting skipped over now big time.
Yeah, they're just going to. Obviously, they're going to Toronto for sure.
Vancouver.
They
Montreal.
might go to Vancouver.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vancouver's in there and maybe Marielle.
Yeah.
And it used to be Edmonton, like on top end concerts, it'd be those three. Then there'd be the next level of top concerts, and Edmonton would be the fourth
Yeah,
stop.
absolutely.
And then there's the concerts that hit all of Canada. And for every reason, Edmonton's not part of that. There's no longer the four. I don't know what's happened there, but we're not getting concerts.
He told us from the Oil Kings because he used to book for concerts, and he said that they just can't go to Calgary. So there's financially, it makes no sense to just come up to Edmonton. You got to pay all those people, all the truckers, and
There's too many dead days.
dead days. That's what he said.
Because the truck would have to travel to Edmonton.
Yeah,
But
yeah, so now you get Calgary back on there, and all of a sudden it's like bam, bam. You can do both, and
you can send a truck to Edmonton, they
Yep.
play, and then the trucks are different trucks gone to Calgary.
yes,
Yep.
But I just don't like they were getting those concerts prior. Now it's just straight up, and maybe part of that is the Oilers are also being very protective of their dates from
could be.
April through June
It could
because
be.
they don't want to deal with. Well, we got to go move Katy
Yeah.
Perry.
Cancellations.
Right.
Yeah.
I still don't understand Hippo Tank.
You need to watch.
Is it saying that we have
Because it
fat
looks
people?
like one? I think
Like,
because it's
yeah.
shaped like a hippo, maybe.
Is it?
I watched them call it, and then I watched them throw the graphic of like the arena, and like I don't know. It's like it's like a big. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't know. I think they mean it's just this big gray thing.
Okay.
Dash basically said it looks like what do you say? A 9-iron, the head of a 9-iron.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's a weird. When you can't, when people are sit there and try to be like, I don't understand. That means your thing fell flat. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to explain your jokes, and this one needs an explanation. I would say.
Yeah.
I wish I could laugh and be like, hey, that's clever. Honestly, I don't understand this one. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage and your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Jasmine, Bellsy, Tommy, Matt with you here, along with Benny, the intern on the other side of the camera. A reminder coming up at 11 o'clock. We do got Lock Shop. We've got Oil Stream today at noon. We got EST Afternoons. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Coming up at 7 o'clock tonight as well. Edmonton Stingers action live at the Expo Center, taking on Brampton. The Honey Badgers are in town. We'll be able to catch that game live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We also have a couple more pairs of tickets to give away. That's coming up on EST Afternoons and the Reed Wilkins Show. So if you're listening to the Reed Wilkins Show, it's gonna be a quick turnaround a little bit. I'll have to talk to the boys to make sure they give it away a little bit earlier. But some more chance to also win your tickets, or head to thestingers.ca if you want to get tickets for tonight's game down at the Expo Center. They're back home. It's been a few games they were on the road, so it's nice to have them back here in Edmonton.
Okay, I'm looking. So the new arena in Calgary is called Scotia Place. It's going to be very nice on the inside. The outside is very nondescript, and it looks like it has elements that we see in our downtown arena. So you'll have a nice thing too, Calgary. You'll have a nice thing too.
Now get a football stadium.
Gee.
Yeah.
Or upgrade. By the way, speaking of football, Elks, they've made a change at kicker. They have released Campbell Fair, and they have signed American kicker Braden Narveson. He spent last year with the Titans and the Packers. 6 games for the Packers. He was 12 of 17, 70%, and also a perfect 16 of 16 on extra points. For a single game with the Titans, he missed his lone field goal attempt, but was successful in 2 extra points. Campbell Fair was the second guy. They still have Vincent Blanchard, but probably wanted a little bit of a different competition because Blanchard's kick on Saturday as well wasn't great.
It
made it.
It went through flat. It was a 40-yarder, and it maybe went 25 feet in the air, and it just like went through the uprights flat.
Just like a line drive.
As soon as the
weird.
ball was kicked, it was like, oh. And it went through like, okay, sure.
Hey.
3 points. All right.
Yay.
It wasn't a lot of confidence in that one. though.
Okay.
So that change has made the Elks their first home preseason game taking place on Friday. Their season gets going next Saturday, June 7th, out in BC, and then their first home game will be in 2 weeks because they got a bye week the week after.
Yeah.
Which works out really well for them.
They did tease their new uniforms. It's not like new. It's just like refreshed emphasis on the double E. I really like it.
June 5th.
Okay.
You could go to the Elks website and sign up to be a part of their jersey launch. Just Google Elks jersey launch and it'll take you to the link.
You'll see it and you'll be like, yeah, that just looks right.
Okay.
They got rid of the weird looking antlers. You know,
Yep.
those look like, I think Dave Jameson called them like claws, like clam claws or whatever. Or lobster claws.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got the double E in there. And what I like about it as a Jersey geek is it doesn't look like it's the heat press stuff. It looks like it's stitched in.
Yep. Little
then-
twill.
Twill.
Yep.
Yeah, tackle twill.
Yep.
And then instead of, at least on the teaser that they put yesterday, it doesn't say Elks, it just said Edmonton on it.
They're fully embracing the EE.
Yeah.
The dubs.
Yeah. And then what was the thing, Chris Morris, you showed me the...
Yeah, so the press conference,
Dave Campbell
they had
put it
a
out
big
there.
thing, was that Monday? Dwayne Mandrusiak's back with the club for his 50th season as a community ambassador and historian.
Which is
With
excellent.
that, they had a big, the fire truck is back. The big fire truck's coming back.
Okay.
And I was told Edmonton Eskimos is going to be painted on it.
Good.
Because that's what it was from. And Chris Morris said, for his perspective, it's been almost taboo to even say Eskimos when you're talking about the past. When you're talking about when this team won the Grey Cup in 2005, it's hard. People have struggled with, well, you can't say Eskimos won, but the Eskimos won it. So he wants, and how it was worded, and it's a Dave Campbell tweet from Ched there was, you're going to see the Eskimo name be used more again when talking about things from the past on that fire truck, but they're not changing the name. They're connecting the past with the present in that way of when you're talking about the past of this franchise, it is still the Edmonton Eskimos.
Okay.
They won the Grey Cup in 2015. They won the 14 Grey Cups, or is it 14 or is it 13? It's 14.
14.
Grey Cups as the Eskimos. But moving forward, this is the Elks building that history of this new history. So you shouldn't feel bad for saying Eskimos of the past, but they are still the Edmonton Elks
Yeah.
moving forward.
I get it.
And that name is not changing.
Yeah. But the imaging is, which is nice. And I think they still have
Well, and the
a
double
warehouse full of the elk head logo.
And the double E is when the name change was always going to happen, that was always the one thing that was offered carrot to everyone was we're changing the name, time to move on, but also the double E staying. And then for some reason, the board just loved that Elks logo. That's what it was. They loved that Elks logo and they went with it. And it was like, well, no, you screwed that. The double E should have been prominent.
Yeah.
That should have been the secondary.
Yeah.
I would have had no problem if that stuff was on the side.
Right.
As long as they were saying the double E is our logo. And everywhere you saw it was the double E. But they went with the Elks. And it was like, no, you're screwing this up.
Yep.
Because now you're just pissing off even more people. But so it's I'm glad that they're really emphasizing the double E.
I'll say this. I think removing the oval around the double E is kind of a nice touch. I don't mind that they got rid of the oval. No, because that was kind of old school.
Yep.
Do you want to say the official drink of the EST Hangout? It is the Finnish long drink, Legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other. Sparkling refreshment, real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada. You can enter your postal code and find a liquor store and establishment
What was that?
nearest you with the long drink in stock. I honestly don't even know what's wrong
Tommy,
with
can you
that
pick
one.
that up and give him a redo?
I don't know. That one
Are we allowed
that one I'm
redos?
struggling.
I think
that
we
one I'm
need-
struggling with.
That one- Really?
Literally went
But it's all glued
You
up.
need
nicely.
to definitely have a redo.
There we
Thank
That was
you.
way better.
That was way better. I got to work on that one a little more.
Nice of you, Sean, to suggest a redo.
Thank you.
From Greg Wyshynski, Sam Reinhart took a brief skate during optionals today. Mikkel and Greer, who was practicing his hitting along the boards, have also skated for the Panthers.
Who was
There you
practicing
go.
his hitting?
Well, so it says Reinhart took a brief skate during optionals, period. Mikkola and Greer, who was practicing his hitting along the boards, also skating today for Florida. So I'm of the assumption that's Greer.
Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
How about that?
Working on hitting.
Yeah.
Don't really see that very often.
No, you don't.
Could be just clout. Try to scare, Carolina.
Okay.
What? You guys think they're actually injured? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you're in the
you
playoffs.
I'm
Skip
sure
running
they're
thing,
injured, but I still think there's some tactic here to rest them. Sorry.
Did you
they're injured.
see the way he went into the board?
Yes,
got
I know. It's
crumpled.
huge.
He's hurt.
Not enough to miss the Stanley Cup final.
No, of course.
Well, maybe not, but
But
for
when
now.
you are down or up 3-0,
They had to get a scraper and peel his shoulder off the wall just to get it back onto his body.
Yeah.
So they're just testing if it if he can withstand the hits.
Who was Greer or Mikula? That's all I need to know.
I'm under the assumption that that's Greer.
Okay.
Dash said he is part of the design at Scotia Place in the electrical side.
Yeah.
And he said the exterior texture and lighting will look like the stadium is on fire. The entire lower bowl is all below grade. He also wrote, it's cool that the lower bowl is all below street level. If you have a lower bowl seat, you walk in and go down to your seats.
It's the same as SoFi Stadium.
So Dash is a Flames fan?
No, I think he's just...
I don't think there's any other explanation there.
Yeah.
Wyshynski, all three are in for tonight. That's from 2
Oh,
minutes ago.
wow. Okay. Well, then maybe Carolina will win today.
No, Carolina's winning. They're going to get one at home
Yeah.
because they feel good about ending the streak. They're going to get one more, and then they're going to get bounced.
So it's going to go 6.
6.
So it ends on Friday.
Yeah.
And the Oilers end it tomorrow.
Let's hope so.
Do they?
Let's hope so.
Do they?
Yes.
Yeah. Greg Wyshynski also said today on Dusty and LT show that if both series end in 5, that the Stanley Cup Finals could start as soon as Monday.
Did he?
Yes.
Have you heard anything like that?
Say again?
The Cup starting on Monday if both series end in 5.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's fast.
Well, it makes
I hope
sense as
not.
opposed to not sitting.
I would rather see it end earlier. Like, it's
Well, that's
so
the
late.
thing. Well, especially because they
agree.
drag it out. So if
Yeah.
it starts Monday, I'm just going to do this. So it'd be games 1 on Monday, games 2 on Wednesday, the 4th. Take 2 days off.
Because that's what they
7th
did.
would be the Panthers game 3. 9 would be game 4. 12 would be game 5. 15 would be game 6. 18 would be game 7. The other way, so that would be ending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days early if it goes 7.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Because they
I
did
have?
2 games between, right? On the travel days last year.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I think they said that that's going to be the process going forward, where they take that extra day, especially with the crappy travel potentially.
I might CFL draft.
Just
on
charter
Wednesday for
all the way
game
down
2.
to Florida.
They do.
It's a quick 5-hour jaunt. No big
Well,
deal.
they had to stop in Kansas City to refuel.
Why?
Yeah.
We didn't have to
That's what I was
refuel.
going to ask you if you did.
No,
No?
that's what
No,
they did.
straight shot.
Don't PJs go like higher and burn more fuel? I guess then should
Straight
be,
shot.
You'd then have to
It was
tilt
4.
more or
It was
something.
4.5 on the way down and 5:10 on the way back.
Maybe they were expecting turbulence
Oh, yep.
and they were adding some extra.
Oh, you're not
them,
talking about us.
Them for the
Okay,
fuel. Maybe they were expecting a little more turbulence, so they needed to add just a little extra fuel or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. I like how we're getting on the arena thing too, by the way. This is what CB Radio guy says, as a builder, I love to hear these amazing designs. Hey guys, let's build our new stadium below grade so it floods one day.
Yeah.
Architects. Because
It's by the water,
It did
too.
flood.
it's right where
Well, the Saddle Dome flooded.
that's it, and that was terrible. We were in there for a preseason game when I was still on doing Oilers TV, and it stunk from all the water. And then they said it was like 8 feet to 10 feet high. It ruined. They had to put in new seats. They had to put in a new ice plant. I think they had to completely redo the locker rooms. They had to redo like all the control rooms for the signage and all that. Yeah, that's interesting. And then what Dash was saying about the exterior having like the LEDs making it look on fire. Cool. Like that's
Yeah,
good.
that's kinda cool.
We have that technology now. But Ranger Nick, I think it was, says, are we not still doing upgrades around Ice District? I've been hearing that they want to be renovating City Center Mall. Yeah, City Center Mall. Sure, I know. I've heard that like a potential tower across the street from our building. It needs some love because there's some sketchiness there and a lot of empty base. But on the north side of Ice District, they want to get the village at Ice District going finally, where those empty parking lots are. And then they have announced an intention. I think there was a memorandum of understanding where the fan park is
Yep.
to create a was it 4,000 or 5,000 seat event center,
Yep.
indoor outdoor. That should be getting going soon. And then, the intention is to get Ice District Phase 2, aka.
So then was it Boyle Street?
That's
Yeah,
all
they're-
gone.
Yeah, so that's gone. So
They've already moved.
are they putting that there?
Boyle Street?
No, like are they putting the
The village is
Yeah,
all
the
there.
village,
Where all the
yes.
parking
There.
lots are, basically,
Yeah,
the parking
yeah.
lots are going away.
And there's that
Okay.
old McDonald's building
Yeah.
there. That's going to be part of it. They should get
Because
every.
it's historic now or something?
Yeah, it's a
is.
historic building.
Yes,
yeah.
they can't take that one down.
Yeah, they need to get every holy man in there to exorcise the demons because there is some shady crap happening in that building.
But yeah, so and that was always part. Like there was Ice District 1, which is done. Actually, not technically.
Not technically.
Because there was supposed to be another tower
Which they
on
can
the
do.
west
And a-
side,
and
and
a
yeah,
movie
set up for
theater.
the elevators
Yeah.
to shoot up.
Yeah.
It was going to be a movie theater that
Yeah.
got scrapped.
Yeah.
There's
But-
a couple things that got scrapped.
Yeah,
in
there was supposed
but-
to be a garden on top of the west patio, like where the brew house is, and the ice house. Like there was at the top, it's supposed to be just a green patio that was thrown away or green space.
There is fake grass on the rooftop patio. It was very lovely up there yesterday.
But there was supposed to be like a whole garden and stuff. But yeah, so
Yeah,
so
you're
that,
right.
but you're right. Also, that tower, like they're built, the elevator shafts are there so that they can go up if they ever have the demand for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other side was though where the parking lots are right now. That's all going to be housing. That's all going to be like almost like townhomes and things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to look like. And then where the bay was, that's supposed to turn into the tower or
Yes.
something. That was part of, and I don't know what those plans are where that is.
So, can we just talk about the parking? Are they planning on adding any parking?
I don't
Because
know.
like
Belzy, there's literally like 4,000 stalls below the plaza.
In the one, and I don't
They
know how
have
many
way
entrances.
more parking, and you can stay inside. The parking situation is better than it ever was.
downtown needs more parking.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Yes, it
you
does.
just there needs to be people.
Where's the parking in New York for MSG?
Yeah,
We aren't New York,
Well, you can't. With that mentality, you'll never be New York.
nor will we ever be New York.
Belzy, there's like
Oh my God!
But
Yeah,
the cost of that parking, how much is it?
that's
It's actually not that bad for like.
I think it's like 15, 20 bucks.
yeah, like when you
People are
go to
gonna be-
NFL games, you see $80.
Jazzy.
You see $100.
we aren't
people were
the
paying
NFL.
I
People were
know,
paying
but 15, 20 bucks
for
isn't bad.
Northlands.
Yeah,
and they have to
15, 20
walk
bucks
10
isn't
blocks
bad.
outside.
Yeah.
And you don't have
Guys,
to go outside.
It's
Yeah.
downtown.
If you drive into that Ice District 1, you could stay inside and get into the rink. So when it's minus 30 outside,
Yeah.
you don't have to touch outside, and it's only 15, 20 bucks.
Yeah.
That's where you take the pedway, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know where that is.
It's like people are like, "Oh, Northlands parking was better." Really? When you had
No,
to park
that
by
was-
the
that
Spectrum
wasn't
for
better.
$16 and
That
it's minus
wasn't
40
better.
and you're only walking outside. I think when they did the study for the new arena, I remember all this because I had to cover it again for Oilers TV. There's like 15 to 20,000 parking stalls within like a 10-minute walk, and you can stay inside on the pedway.
There's a lot of areas to park downtown that if they got
Yeah.
rid of the few areas of north, they'd be fine. And I bet there'll probably maybe one little parkade they'll add to this.
Yeah. There's
They'll mix it
literally
in.
like 10 levels below the plaza of parking, and it's like 3,500 to 4,000 stalls.
Ice District Phase
Interesting.
2. Let's see if I can find any pictures of it.
I did a couple notes last night. One of them was to ask you about the atmosphere with all the media.
Yeah.
I know you had that lovely analyst from Dallas with you yesterday on
Leah.
your pre-show. Yeah, Leah.
Yeah.
And like Luke Gadzik, all them, like are they enjoying Edmonton with their beautiful weather?
Yes.
The restaurants, like I'm sure it's just like so lovely for us Edmontonians to be like, yeah, this is our city.
Yes, it,
Right?
it has been like that. Even the guy that was on
What am I missing?
EST Afternoons, I can't
Yeah.
remember his name, but he had a chance to walk around. They're enjoying it and seeing all the jerseys, and the weather's good. People enjoying the River Valley. Mm-hmm. That's what Leah did.
Restaurants, have they spoke about food? Donaires? You gotta tell everybody to get a
Yeah,
donaire.
but people are a little apprehensive about donaires. I think it takes a little bit of convincing, but there are great restaurants. I mean, anybody wants to go to Italian. I've got
Yeah.
like 4 places I can recommend,
Yeah.
all within walking distance, and
And they all
It's
usually stay at the J Dub, right?
for the most part,
Yeah.
yeah, J-Dub Delta,
Yeah.
sometimes Sandman, some Weston.
I was thinking about that, like how all those people from out of town must be like, oh, I like Edmonton. It's really
And
nice.
When it's like this, it changes the perspective.
Absolutely. We got lucky with the super hot weather.
Yeah.
I think LT was saying we're gonna have a heat warning tomorrow at 31 degrees.
We had a heat yesterday. We have a heat warning right now. We're still under a heat warning.
Are you kidding me?
Whenever the weather's going to be 30, we get a heat warning.
Yeah. One last thing on that though, Jazzy, is like we have some issues that need to be taken care of downtown, and that continues to be an issue.
So
Of
it's
like
course.
parking?
Of course.
No, it's not parking.
it's 12 towers proposed near Rogers Place north side of it that are being added. This is the north side, 12 towers and stuff. So it's a bunch of residents.
Yeah.
Based on an article I was reading in 2019,
That's very
parking is one that they're not actually working on too much. So we'll see if that
that's-
changes over time.
That's nice.
Hopefully they do this.
Yeah.
Well, that's now in the work because I think I'd have to go quickly look it up. Part of the money that the province is giving to the Oilers for the fan park building that they're going to make was added money for the north side too.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And that was their mea culpa, if you will, of
The Flames getting
yeah.
provincial money.
yeah. And the Oilers going, hey, we want something now.
Yeah.
And they got that. Now I still will say, and they come from different parts of the budget and all that. I still want that next hospital in the city of Edmonton. Waiting
Yes.
for that one. That'd be
Yeah, we
lovely
need
to
it.
get.
Yeah.
But
Like the one that was supposed to be in the south side that
The
just
southwest one is like needed. It's
but in
went
the
up,
end,
up in smoke.
Edmonton was also had rightfully be like, hey, also we need money for some other stuff too because you gave it to Calgary.
Like roads.
yeah, fair.
What am I looking for? Province
Infrastructure.
money to
No,
fan.
I'm laughing at you,
Don't
Scott.
because
Oh, here we go. I think I found the article of what's coming.
You don't know about the parking because you got dropped off the front door.
Yeah, so the villages, the province is giving 52 million for the event park, almost 38 million for the demolition of Coliseum, and almost 17 million, 16.4 million for the village in Ice District.
Oh, okay.
So they are committing a fair amount.
Yeah.
Towards that. So that's happening. It's just a matter of how long will that.
Well, that'll
happen.
be good because that's exciting for downtown.
It'll keep growing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but yeah, if I don't, again, I need to know more of what's happening in the Bay where the Barry used to be because it was supposed to be also another tower.
Yeah.
And that I'd be fascinated by because if they build that, maybe it changes what's happening in City Center Mall. Although no one ever go to Landmark Cinemas there.
yeah, please stay away because that's good.
It's great when no one's there.
Perfect. Dave in Section T, this might, if we did a text of the day, I think this would win it on this show. Below grade on the floodplain of a river out of the mountains. Cool. Will the fiery graphics include an image of old tires around the base of the building? Go Calgary.
So Dash sent the photo. Yeah, I've seen this photo before. This is the flames. It's on the
yes.
outside.
Yeah.
That's
The
kind of
flames
cool.
coming up.
Yeah.
Big Dave says, I like how the guys who live downtown think downtown parking is great. There is ample parking. Now, driving in and around downtown is a total S show right
Yeah,
now.
it is.
I've,
A what
like
show?
103rd Ave, 104th
I'm not saying
Ave.
it.
107th. Construction. Jasper Ave. What did he say?
I said, what
He
show?
wants you to say the word. No, it's like, look, we know it's parking's bad because if people want to come visit us, there's nowhere to park.
It's
100%.
Like, you can't
There's
deal
no
with that.
parking.
We're very aware of like,
You
or
have
you
to
have to
pay
go
for
pay
it.
for it or something. Like, we're gonna have to be out of our parkade for a couple of months coming up in a few weeks.
I can't wait for
Big
you
meeting.
guys to be out of your
Big
parkade
meeting.
so then you can see what we have
No,
to deal
but-
with coming downtown.
But it's also like there's I see it for my building. There's the parkade west of me that I see that is I can go park at, or there's the parkade east of me.
15,000 stalls
That's
within
right
walking
there, or there's a
distance.
parkade north of me.
I
that
don't
can
want your
see.
logic, Tom.
When I go stand on my balcony in Belsey, I could look north and I could see a parkade. I could look east. I see two parkades, and I
don't
look
want
west
your
and I see a
logic
parkade.
either.
Yeah.
If I want to go to Modern Measure, for example, I want to park right out front, not have to park in an alley illegally. That's not what I want.
where's-
I
where's
want to
Modern
park
Measure?
in
normal.
that alley with where Joey is. Don't park there, you idiots.
Modern Measure. I got to see
People
where
do,
this
and
is.
it's like can't even walk there.
Guilty.
Yeah, exactly, idiots.
There's a parking lot across
I
the
was
street.
told by them to park there.
There's a
They're
parking
like, you guys
lot.
need to park
On.
there.
Oh, that is so obnoxious.
Okay,
Like
we're-
at the front of the businesses?
No, you know
really?
that little
You can't
side
even-
alley?
Yeah,
Little
I
side
know.
alley.
People
there.
park there. It's like you can't park there.
Don't you get a ticket or towed immediately?
No, you
There's
don't.
two parking lots.
Nah.
One across,
Literally.
either across both streets.
Didn't see any of them.
There's
All I saw was a J-Dub.
There's actually
And
in the
valet.
building. There's
In
its
the
own park.
building,
It even
there's
tells you how many
parking.
stalls are open. It
One
says
of two things was
500
happening.
open stalls.
Illegal parking or valeting at the J-Dub. Ain't happening.
Who are
so
you?
I'm going to
YouTube
go there.
Trev?
Well, I mean,
you
no,
get- you
because
got
I don't
100
get tickets.
Oh, yeah,
I
good
text YouTube Trev and said, hey, stop. Like, what are you doing, man?
3 parking lots right there to choose from. 3.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, but if you
I
walk
will
like
take
3
you there.
blocks.
And I will show you them.
Happily,
Please. I would love to see them.
we're downtown ambassadors. Baggio says, "Oh my God, who the hell still complaining about parking? There's so much." Thank you, Baggio.
Baggio, like I said, stop with the logic. I don't care.
Funny.
I will say in the
funny
parking
text
lot though,
today.
my friend's new Lexus was all four of her tires were knifed, and same with like I think 11 other cars.
That's just
Where?
somebody being an absolute
It was during
donkey.
we came back from a concert.
Where were you parked though?
Right, and there's a lot in front of McEwen. It has like a mural, and because Max here said the spot here, there's an app that we had to pay with, and luckily she was under warranty. But I felt so bad. It was awful.
I want to get to over and under for Play Alberta. Play Alberta. You can skip the flight to Vegas because jackpots are just a tap away. Experience all the thrills of the casino right from your phone with Play Alberta. Download the app today. Deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code 100casino for a $100 casino bet. There's also 100 sports for a $100 sports bet if you deposit 20 or more. If you deposit 5 or more, YEG 50 for a free $50 bet. Okay, so the Oilers are up 3-1. The Panthers are up 3-1. The Pacers are up 3-1. And the Thunder up 3-1. Over and under 1.5 series. CA Game 6.
Sorry, are you including the Pacers in this?
All 4 of the conference finals. 2 NBA, 2 NHL. They're all 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. Now I got double check.
You're right.
Because Thunder are 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Pacers went up 3-1. Oilers up 3-1. Panthers are 3-1. They're all going into games 5.
Oh, that's a good bet.
I'm going to go 1.5 series. I'm going to set it at 1.5. I don't want it to go to push at 2. 1.5. How many go game 6?
I think the Pacers Knicks will
Over.
definitely.
You think over?
Yeah.
What are you going with? You have Hurricanes already.
I've got the Hurricanes,
So who are
and
you
I
also
think it's
taking?
going to be the Knicks pushing it to 6.
Yeah.
Can they make a 7?
No.
No.
Okay. I don't think the Timberwolves get a win because they're going to OKC. OKC's finishing that one off.
Oh yeah, tonight.
I don't think the Oilers lose to Dallas. I also don't think the Hurricanes are beating the Panthers tonight.
I'm with Matt.
I could see the Knicks doing it. I'm taking the
Yeah,
under.
I could see the Knicks doing it.
Benny, you have any idea?
I think give me the over. Both basketball series go to game 6.
Both of them.
I think Ant goes off.
Yeah,
That's fair.
and Randall.
The Merchant is
He
too
hasn't
good.
done anything in the last game.
The flip
The
side,
Merchant's too good.
the thing about that, like Denver, they found their wins. OKC, every time you thought, okay, they're just going to take over this series, they lost. So, do you have any over under?
Nope. I truly have no idea what the hell's going on in the NBA outside of I'm cheering for Shea.
Okay, but the question, okay, so I'll go, do the Oilers or the Panthers finish this off in 5 or do they go 6?
Oh. I think they both get it done.
Okay, so then the question would be, do you think an NBA game will go to a game 6? But
Sure.
That,
Yep.
So,
Absolutely. Expect
well, actually, that doesn't matter. Then that's an under. You can't have
still
both,
under.
so
He's still under.
We'll still leave that one there. But there you go. Yeah, like the Oilers are just too good. They're just too good. The Stars don't
They
have
are way
anything.
too good, but
I don't know how the Stars score 2 goals in a game right now.
knock on wood.
But honestly, like outside of one, like where do you have the idea that they're going to get 2 goals?
Well,
Now, if they score 2
yeah.
goals, are the Oilers going to only score 1? Okay, so the Oilers are going to score 2. Do the Dallas Stars have 3 goals in them?
Point.
Like that's where they, one period, and it started with, and it was a bunch of power play goals. And actually, that's the thing we have to talk. The Oilers' penalty kill has been excellent since that period.
It leaked one yesterday, but
they've been shutting down that power play the rest, like every other game and every other opportunity. And the Oilers' power play is automatic again right now. It feels like to a degree.
Well,
outside
I
of
think
that
the
4
I think
minutes
the Oilers are going
last
5,
game.
so I'm fully with you on this.
But it's just like, I don't even think this is being homers right now or anything. Just looking at this, going like, there's just the Stars don't have a lot to
Well,
go.
they
off
don't
of.
have anybody that's shown up. They've got a few guys, but the rest of the core of their team hasn't shown up the way that you probably expected them to. Duchesne has been invisible.
where's Sagan right now?
Where's Sagan?
Other than the first
Where's
game.
Johnston?
Yeah, first game, yeah.
Sagan almost is to me the best player at times.
Yeah.
Like not saying much.
Where's Ranton?
No, that's not saying
Where's Marchment? Where's Rupe?
Well, he was hurt for a
He's
few
getting
games.
bullied by
Evan
Evan
Bouchard.
Bouchard, which is ridiculous.
Where's Robertson?
Yeah, he's
scored
good.
it.
Yeah, Robert, exactly.
I
It
get
was
it,
like a
I get it that he
relief when
scored
did,
yesterday,
right?
but
Yeah.
like, where has he been for most of the series?
Yeah.
So it's like those guys either have to show up to keep it going, or
Well, that's it.
it's
Night, night.
over. Like Jamie Benn hasn't looked normal.
No, but he's slowing down, obviously.
Yep, and he is, and he's a fourth line guy.
Yeah.
But even he doesn't look like he's effective. Like, could be like a Corey Perry, get in the forecheck, be physical, rat it up around the net, try to scrum it up, do something to affect the game. But you're not even seeing Jamie Benn do that.
I don't see the puck on his stick ever.
Well,
Yeah.
that's probably a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
I want to just say a comment again, going back to the home ice advantage. Well, think about it like this. So the Oilers had pressure when they were down 0-2, right? Okay, so the pressure kind of came off them because they were rolling, figuring things out. So what if they still need the confidence at home, like for the fans to pump them up and then get them going to Florida, to know that they can do this?
I think they're beyond that.
Yeah, exactly. But what if this is something that is actually helpful in that sense? Like, winning here, they feel the rush, they
So
feel
you
the
want them
fans.
to throw the game tomorrow?
No.
No, she's
I'm
saying
saying
when
Florida.
it's to because they're starting here in Edmonton. The
Oh.
benefit of
I'm
that
saying when
is
they
that
go- yeah.
it's going to kickstart them to start
Yeah,
the
maybe.
series.
Exactly.
Oh, I
to
thought you
go
meant
to-
for the like.
No.
end of this series.
That's over with.
My
Are we
bad.
still talking about
I
that?
apologize. I guess so. Sorry. Silly me.
Big Uke has plus 1,085 for all 4 series to end in Game 5. He put it into play, Alberta.
A little sprinkle.
No.
Not even a toonie.
No, not that one. I did one of those is going 6.
Okay.
One of the basketball ones going 6 for sure.
I
Now-
struggle thinking the Knicks are going to go down the way,
Yeah.
And I didn't watch the game. I just saw a bunch of all of a sudden retweets from Josh Clausen yesterday and a tweet from him. He was mad at the officiating.
Poor Josh.
And he's like, I've never been upset. I never want to blame the refs, but this is garbage. And I saw like 4 fouls in 30 seconds or something. And I saw from other people too, the refing was not good yesterday in that game.
Is the refing
Knicks
ever
going
good?
home. Fair point. Knicks going home. That one.
I think they're going to pull it off.
blew
at
off
home.
they blew the first couple of games.
Yep.
They were close. They're right there. They're getting 6. I can see the Timberwolves. If anything, I would take out the Knicks and see what those 3 series would be in 5. I'd maybe do a sprinkle on that one. I gotta look that up.
Also, though, Towns is injured. He
It's probably a good thing.
with the knee injury too, so you gotta be mindful of that too.
I do feel for Josh. I want to good
Towns
things for
is
him.
such a what a different bird.
Like being in New York.
He's just a different bird.
Okay.
Everything he does is just outrageous. The way he passes, the way he shoots, the way he takes screens, the way he defends, the way he doesn't show up, then all of a sudden, oh, I'm here. Like he's just, to me, he's different. Like if I'm the Knicks and I'm trying to get better based off of where I am, I'm getting rid of him. And I'm trying to find a better big man.
Interesting.
Didn't they just get him?
Yeah.
Out. Bye.
Panthers, Oilers.
He's too. He's not a big enough presence all the time for me. And if he was a bigger presence when he plays, he's really good.
Yeah.
But you don't know what's going to happen like up and down the court. No idea. So go get rid of him and go sign Durant.
Speaking of,
What about him?
there's a quick rumor I wanted to tell you guys about. There's a rumor that Durant is dating Cameron Brink from the Los Angeles Sparks.
Oh,
You know
I saw that.
Oh,
that can't be a rumor because she's engaged. If not, she's married.
She is?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, like I said, it's a rumor.
he was
Well, it's
eyeing
not a
her
rumor,
up
it's
like,
not-
Eyeing her legs.
She's engaged.
You're looking at her legs, so
like she
Like
was
it's-
chum in the water.
he's 6'10", he's 6'10", she's 6'4", and with heels,
First
she's
rounders.
6'7".
That's
They would breed some
that's
First rounders.
warrior
Yeah,
kids.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a D1.
first rounders.
Smart.
Didn't she
On
grow up-
September 30th, she got engaged.
Did she grow
So-
up with like Steph Curry?
There is something around
Yeah, she
Steph.
grew up with him. Yeah.
Well, not like
No, like they're like
Her
family,
family
they're
are
like family
close friends with
Yeah,
Steph
that's what
Curry.
I meant. Because like there's pictures of him
Yep.
when she was like a little kid.
Yep.
Steph's mom is Brink's godmother.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice.
Can we just stick on basketball quickly? Because
Before
I
we
feel
do, plus 374 if you take out the Knicks of the ends. Also,
Yeah.
if you just do the two hockey, if you say Florida and Edmonton both win, Game 5's plus 279 for that one, by the way.
yeah, whistle dog, cat the zesty. Yeah,
I like that.
100% what I was getting at. Like he's a different bird. This whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing, can it just go away?
I'm annoyed by Angel Reese.
Me too.
I am like, to me, it's just one of these things where like Angel Reese, you're okay. You're a good rebound. You're like Dennis
Okay.
Rodman.
Is she a good
Hold on.
rebounder, though?
She's
like
not a
Dennis-
great, she's a fine rebounder, but it's because she misses shots.
Yeah.
She's Dennis
Like
Rodman.
8 in a row.
She's Dennis Rodman. Because Dennis Rodman would miss shots, but he was very good at getting those rebounds. So that's what she is.
Here is a stat from a single play. It took 7:23 to 7:42 off the play clock. I'm going to go in order. Angel Reese, offensive rebound. Jones blocks Angel Reese. Angel Reese rebound. Jones blocks Reese. Angel Reese rebound. Reese misses layup. Reese rebound. Reese misses layup. Reese rebound. She has a lot of rebounds because she hasn't worked on her
Dennis
layups.
Rodman.
She hasn't worked on her shooting. She just thought that because she was taller than everyone else in college, she could just tower over one. She got to
100%.
WNBA. She hasn't worked on her game to be better.
100%.
And now she struggles. But yet she sits there and goes, I'm why people are watching WNBA. The only reason people are watching the WNBA right now are for the lowlights because you keep missing these shots and getting these rebounds. 100%.
And she consistently tries to foul people hard because she's trying to still be a bully on the court like she was in college. And to me, she's a very average player.
And I don't like how on this one people have gone just straight up to racism.
No, it's
No,
not.
I don't like
It's
that
not.
either.
It's
I don't like that
not
either.
racism.
No, and
Yeah.
when
No.
I sit there and like she lost it on Caitlin Clark a couple weeks ago, and everyone's like,
You do the same thing to her.
Well, that was the thing. She's fouled Caitlin Clark before.
Multiple
she
times.
cheered when her teammates last season
Yeah.
bullied Caitlin Clark. And now you're all upset because Caitlin Clark fouled you? Yeah, hard foul, sure. Go to the line. I don't have time for Angel Reese right now because, like, it talks out of both sides of her mouth.
Yep.
And it's like, go first, work on your game.
Couldn't
Go
agree more.
first, work your. Caitlin Clark is doing things in the WNBA that we haven't seen in the WNBA before. She's already like top 5 history of triple doubles.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous
Yeah.
in one sense, like how good she is. Like,
Yeah,
I don't have time for it.
I hate this conversation. I see it all the time on Twitter, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but Caitlin Clark is a very, very, very good basketball player. She's about as elite as they come. Angel Reese, don't even talk to me about this because that's a waste of my time.
And we're having an issue with the rest of the players in the WNBA that are all like against Caitlin Clark and bully her and stuff. Is your CBA is coming up soon? I think like there's a lot more interest. There's like when when Indiana goes on the road, teams move from their home facility to bigger arenas so that they could fit people in to go watch Caitlin Clark. She's your gravy train.
Yep.
Don't try to stop that. Let that go because then there's going to keep being more money and more money. And look, there's a lot of still great players. Angel Reese one day could be a great player in the WNBA. Cameron Brink's a great player. There's a lot of great players. Paige Beckers is now in the WNBA. Got her first win yesterday. There's a lot of great players that you could then watch beyond Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
But stop bullying and trying to bring down your gravy train right now.
And I don't understand why they're doing that.
It's the same as like Ronda Rousey. To me, it's like Ronda Rousey made women's MMA. There have been a lot better fighters that have come since then. This is a little bit different because Caitlin Clark isn't a low end basketball. She's actually really good. But Ronda Rousey brought attention to that.
Yes.
And then now that there's been women's MMA that's huge still.
I enjoyed at UFC when it was here. I loved it. Like the women's fights were great.
They're always the best because women know how to throw down, Tommy.
I
We're not
wasn't
boring like
disputing
you
that.
guys, all right?
I wasn't disputing that.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
We get rowdy. I mean, not that I would know. I mean,
Tell me
Wait,
more,
you said it
Jazzy.
like you
Tell me
Yeah,
more.
wait a sec. Are you walking yourself into this corner? Or?
I mean, what is that, Maddie?
Oh no! Dean said ticket prices fell drastically once Caitlin got hurt and is out for 2 weeks. Yeah, there's it's Chicago with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark's Indiana. They're meeting in a couple weeks. I think it was like $85 average ticket to get in. It's dropped like $25-$30 or something because Clark's hurt. She is the selling point.
Didn't the WNBA Instagram page drop drastically too?
That was you got
Or
Sentinel.
Was that Sentinel?
You got Sentinel.
Did I get Sentinel?
You just got Sentinels.
Did I?
Yes.
Ah, damn
Yes,
it.
you did. Yeah. Because I saw one person go off on Sentinel, like this is objectively a lie, and you're just being misogynistic. And people are like, no, this is what this account does. You got Sentinels.
I hate it so much.
I think this is the first time ever somebody on the Hangout got Sentinels. Woo!
Well, it's the first time ever because like only 3 of us will do basketball in here.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I hate the fact that happened.
So for those that don't know, there's an account called
man.
NBA Central at the Dunk Central. That is a NBA account that pushes information. There's also at
Sentinel.
NBA Sentinel, SENTEL,
Yeah.
which just does fake stuff. They just put out fake things all the time.
Man,
and it's now a big thing in
man,
basketball community when it's like when something bad or like comes out and somebody goes on air with it or something, and everyone goes, you got Sentinel. And I gotta go find
I'm
this
not
one.
happy about this. I need a rebound.
Meanwhile, LeBron James reportedly likely to opt into his $52.6 million player option with LA.
Opt in.
Yeah, opt in, which isn't a surprise with all this. Like, he'll go back to the Cavs stuff.
LeChoke.
Yeah.
Cool. Wah wah.
Oh, yeah. I know. Another middle finger. Yeah.
He's too busy playing a game right now.
Which you're watching.
I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
It's on Twitch.
I gotta go. I think it might be gone. But yeah, you got caught.
I
Hangout
can't
presented
believe
by
that.
Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transition. Canadian storage provider by Canadian. Sentinel.ca. Yeah, because it was like with that, it was like they went down to like 5,000 followers or something.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
That was
I
never gonna
clearly
happen.
didn't listen to the look at the handle, and I was like, "Oh my god."
You know what? Maybe that's where I got the Durant dating rumor stuff.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Absolutely, you would have had to.
Maybe you got
Maybe
Sentinel
I got
too.
Sentinel.
'Cause
See,
she's
I'll
in-
take one for the team with you,
Yeah.
all right? Now you gotta get my back next
What do you
time I
mean
get
take
roasted.
one for your team?
I'm just saying.
What do you
Belzy and Jazzy on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, but what do you mean take one for the team? You
When I get roasted by you guys.
You got something wrong though.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I'm gonna jump in and throw some.
I
Like, you
just
already
gotta
got
fully
one.
embrace the fact they got Sentinel. Abutski, first of all,
First
we're
of
on
all.
our phones because we're seeing the comments and we want to
looking at you guys.
instantaneously answer those questions or comments. That's what we do here on the Hangout. So don't you come at me, have another gummy, go have a beer, do what you need to do, and
you
get
got
out of here with that nonsense because we're here for you. How about that, Abutski?
Yeah, right.
That was me looking
Attaboy,
at
Go
it.
on, get.
Attaboy. I go on X and the second tweet that pops up on my feed is that tweet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that too.
And what was it? So it was. I found it now.
Yeah, it's the tweet of the girl going at Sentinel.
Yeah, oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she got all mad at them, and she's
Yeah.
like, and then after people are pointing out, like, this is what this account does. She's like, it's all misogyny. It's
Yeah.
like, no, they do this to the NBA all the time. This is actually
Yeah.
good for the WNBA. This account is doing this stuff to the WNBA because they're being treated equally.
3,000 followers on
Yes.
Instagram.
Here's the tweet. The WNBA has lost nearly 95% of their Instagram followers.
I shouldn't even laugh at that.
Hilarious. So
WNBA has lost nearly 95% of their Instagram followers after Caitlin Clark was ruled out for 2 weeks, and their followers are 3,000 people now. And you thought that was legit?
I was half asleep. I looked at it and I'm like, wild. This is wild. And then here we go. I got got.
You got.
This makes me so happy, actually. Just because it's never happened. I don't know if it's ever happened on EST. And now you're the first one that
Well,
got
I just
that
got
one.
got.
Nasty chat.
Sorry, the count that I saw that like quote tweeted saying they still got 3.3 million followers. LOL. Caitlyn fans are literally spreading lies. The profile picture of that account is Angel Reese. So, I can't
Even
say
better.
Nasty chat. Tommy just locked eyes with me, and now I cannot stop thinking about his short shorts.
You're welcome. I don't know what Abutski said, but Belsey got really fired up there. So I felt
yeah,
like
That was fake.
Michael, Matt, and Tommy, thoughts on Stingers game? I'm going to my first time game tonight. It's a lot of fun.
awesome
It's a great
time.
atmosphere.
Yep. They've renovated. If you haven't been to the Expo Center, when it, remember it as the AgriCom, they've done a lot to spruce it up. New seating, new lighting. They've refreshed it, and the Stingers do a good job of getting you into the game. And there's some great prices on concession items as well. And those games are fun. They're exciting. The target score at the end, it used to be called Elam ending, but it's called target score. It makes it that much more entertaining. You can't just kill the clock at the end of the game. I highly recommend and enjoy those games.
I like it.
That's everything. Yep. They're a lot of fun. So enjoy it tonight. It's a great time. One piece of info, because this is from the Expo Center. This isn't from the Stingers. Expo Center is charging for parking again this season for the Stingers. So if you're ever going to
really?
games, just a heads up on that.
Okay.
Either have to pay, find other parking, or LRT does go right there as well. So just a heads up on that one. And I know that has changed. Because
they
that was
used to do free
Expo Center
parking,
last
but-
year was, and then when I think it was right on their site. They explained that it was Expo Center that changed that.
Did you see Knob's doppelganger yesterday?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was so. They just invited him to the game.
I don't know, but I do remember one time. Yesterday was obviously like no harm, no foul or anything like that. But I do recall there was a guy that looked just like Todd McClellan, and it was the 17-18 season when things were not going well for the Oilers, and they put him on. The lookalike thing.
Yeah.
And they put Todd with this guy, and Todd saw it, and he was pissed. And someone almost got fired for it. So I'm always
What? Because the fans were booing.
no. It's just you offended the coach.
I don't know how you offend the coach in that way.
He was things were not going. It was
Even
not
if
a
your
happy.
things
Yeah,
are
well,
going
if they're not-
bad, okay, it's just a thing for the fans.
It's like a.
Grow up. Well,
Cry me a river.
that's the thing. Be a better coach at that point.
I'm just
then.
telling you what happened.
I know. I'm telling man. Like I like Todd, but like something like that, like grow up.
Seriously.
Fans just having fun. As long as they weren't mocking him, deal with it.
Can I play
Even
this?
if they were, who cares?
He did.
Yeah.
Aw.
Muffin. Go play that trap in
sweetie.
Detroit now.
Yeah. You'll be okay.
Just baby talk Todd McClellan.
He deserves that one for that.
Seriously though. Aw.
Can I play this audio clip? Pat McAfee dropped a promo telling Ben Stiller, Spike Lee, and Timothy Chalamet for being Knicks fans. You want to hear it? Did you guys hear this?
No, there's
yesterday?
swearing there. You can't.
Why?
Well, if there's a swear in there, he said that.
It's the S word.
What word?
Shut up. That word. Fine, I won't. It was really funny though.
It was like he hyped the crowd up. I saw it this
Yeah.
morning too. He hyped the crowd out. It was good. He started talking about like the different actors in attendance, and then said, "Can we send these blanks back to New York?" Like, oh, that's kind of cool. And he hyped up the fans. You know,
Who would you rather see win, Pacers or Thunder?
Thunder.
Thunder up,
Thunder.
baby.
Thunder up.
How much do you think the NBA hates the idea that it's Thunder Pacers?
They hate it. They knew
So
from the
much.
beginning they
That'd
hated
be
it.
awful.
so
I
much.
feel
I don't think they thought
no
the Pacers would
sympathy.
go this far.
But
If it was OKC Knicks, I think they're okay with it.
well, you got New York in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they
You've
want
got
New York.
two small markets in it. And the NHL is laughing about that, going perfect. It levels the playing field a bit more for their Stanley Cup final because they get to go with. We got the rematch, and they need to market the hell out of Kachuk versus McDavid. Canada versus US, market that in the States that way.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Even though
And it could be good Stanley Cup numbers. Hangout's almost done for the day. By that, it's seconds away from ending. We've got Lock Shop today. We've got Oil Stream. We've got EST Afternoons. Reed Wilkins Show. That's going to take you till 6 o'clock. Edmonton Stingers basketball right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. 7 o'clock on our audio streams. That's edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio, Apple Music. And a reminder, Hudson's White tomorrow. Tom, you'll be there for the GCLD's Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Probably best to call and reserve a table for that one. And it's going to be beautiful outside.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people want to go and hopefully celebrate the gentleman's sweep. Belsey, Jasmine, good seeing you. Good having you guys here.
Yep.
Benny, Good job over there. Tommy's coming up on the oil stream in an hour and a bit. On behalf of Bellsy, Jasmine, Tommy, and Benny, I am Matt. Thanks for tuning in to EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, and your clear choice for Edmonton Sports Talk, Edmonton Sports Talk, as we are proudly presented by Play Alberta. Enjoy the rest of your day. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.